sport fans watching around the world. This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun.
Alright y'all, today's a Monday, and Mondays are for Docs. Thank you for clicking or tapping, and let's start today's spew. Guys, you've read the title of the intro, and I know what you're thinking. It's a pretty crazy episode. It's episode 90 at Swapcast 9, and I'm very happy to be sitting down today with AJ.
Stocksy, thanks for having me.
Alright bro, like, obviously, we've talked about this, how the Swapcast works. It's like, it's kind of your turn to host the podcast.
Yep.
I'm happy to go down any avenue you want to go down. It's not the first time we've seen each other in a while. It was great to see you last time.
Yep.
And yeah, to be honest, I'm half keen and I'm half just curious to see like where this conversation's gonna go. You know.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Show's yours, bro. Ask away. If I butt in, I overtalk. I apologize in advance, but I'll try not to take full advantage of the podcast like I usually do.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Shit. I don't think it's that. What's been happening? How's work?
Work.
You're driving up and down from Canberra, aren't you?
I was until very, very recently. So in our time recently, by the time this comes out, it would probably have been about 5 or 6 weeks, maybe. Maybe not as much. Maybe we call it within a month or so. I was working in Canberra, still doing the same routine, night shift every night.
Yeah.
And I was driving down every Sunday, driving home every Friday. The money's great.
Yeah.
The money is phenomenal.
But
I've got to be honest. It's like the lifestyle being away is you have nothing but time to develop and self-progress.
Yeah.
It's just work, do no distractions, gym with no distractions, editing with no distractions.
Yeah.
And I can fit whatever time I can after that, whether it be reading, might be on the phone with my partner, anything.
You ever try sleeping or?
Yeah. I've gotten better with sleeping, trust. I've gotten much better with sleeping.
I know you're doing the whole, I'm going to drive to Canberra and no sleep, and then I'm going to work fucking 16 hours and then I'm going to drive back.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any better at that. All right. I still wake up on a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. and then don't go to bed till fucking whatever time on a Monday. But through the week, I make sure I get 8 hours every night. I do try and look after myself a lot better than I used to. I take all the supplements I need now. I take vitamin D drops because I get no sunlight, and I get 8 hours sleep every day.
You find your body pushing you to do the 8 hours? Like,
just sleeping 8 hours?
Yeah, when you like you go to sleep at a certain, you wake up at a certain time every day.
Yeah.
And then your body will like adjust to that to be falling asleep.
Oh, bro, I will sleep as soon as I shut my eyes, like as soon as I'm ready, because I'm usually so tired. Because I wake up, call it like 6 hours before I start work, 7 hours. So it's the opposite routine to where you're used to getting home, finding stuff to do, and then going to sleep. I kind of have already done that. So I'm finishing work, like eyes are already shut and on my way home. So I do wake up. If I set my alarm for 3, I might wake up at 1, busting a piss. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but if I wake up, I just force it back. I just, no one fucking wakes me up, not even me. So I just fucking force it back in.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I was doing that. The money has been great, but it has been way more tolling on my personal life than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
The money's great, but you're getting paid for more than just the time you're actually spending. Yeah. It's the time away as well.
Yeah, you're getting paid what I think might be considered to be enough, because it is a lot more extra. You do get allowances for being out of home. You do get penalty rates for working nights, and you do get perks for being like out of Sydney. There's a lot of things that come into play, but you're not just getting paid to be away. You're getting paid to say goodbye to the time you could have spent with the people that you want to spend your life with.
Yeah.
Whether it be your mom, your dad, your siblings, your partner, your friends, like it's hard, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. So I've had a conversation with the company and I'm not going back. I'm on day shift for the first time this week, and I'm never leaving Sydney for work again.
Yeah.
Way too. People have been doing it in my trade for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
And looking around, bro, they ain't ones that are there's a pocket of a couple out of hundreds of lads who are divorced, problems with their kids, or like it's the highest grossing industry I've ever seen for unhappy men.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
There's a lot of trades. So like that mates in construction and like CFMU making a lot of, well, the unions working to incorporate mental health a lot more.
Yeah.
We had one of the boys I work with, his son killed himself not long ago. We had a barbecue and people come in and talk to you, like, food in the company.
Wow.
Construction in general. Well, you do.
It's still construction.
Yeah. So work with a lot of people do FIFA, working away.
Yeah.
It's like they all seem to have a little block in their family. Like, the ones who are happy doing it, it's like they're got the shits when they're home.
Yeah, bro. It's escapism, bro. I'm telling you, like it's escapism without noticing it is, because there's so many things that come into complications about it, and I'll come back to it. But speaking on the men's in construction thing, I sat down with a guy 2 episodes ago. His name was Aaron Huey, and his sole purpose in his passion, his pursuit, is spreading mental health awareness inside of construction. So he goes and does talks and seminars and conferences and goes out to building sites and reaching out with TAFE kids and stuff. And it's just about, the statistics are crazy, bro. It's not, we lose 9 people a day in Australia to suicide.
Yeah.
7 of those are men, and something like 60 or 70% of those are in construction. Like that's insane when you think about it. That's crazy. It's the highest industry for mental health decline.
So, working away, where do they have you staying? Like in a motel, hotel, like so?
So I won't say, I'll tell you how much, but I'll have to beat this out of the podcast, how much we get. So we get...
do they put you up, or you got to put you?
We put ourselves up. Yeah. So we just get the group of us, whether it be 3 of us, barely ever 4, but it's usually 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we find a Airbnb for a good house, great place, comfortable. We try and go within 3 minutes of where we're working.
Yeah.
And we just pay each a week.
Wow.
And that's our rent.
Yeah.
And then we just fucking do everything like a family, We have dinner together every night. We take turns cooking.
Nice. That's a good way to do it.
It is good. It is good. We push each other because everyone goes to the gym different times, but we still go. Did you go today? No. Fucking all right. But
it's always good to have those people you push yourself off. Especially at work, like older people, a couple younger people. Someone actually, we went to school with him. He came to me his first day. He's like, "You're him." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm him."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "How the fuck you know me?" He's like, "Oh, went to school together." Who the fuck are you? He's like, I didn't have my license at the time. First thing I said, like, "I see you from the area. You want to drive me home?" His number was saved on my phone as Uber for the longest time. Now he's my good mate. Like tomorrow, we've been messaging each other all week. Let's go gym. Oh, can't go tonight. He messaged me. I can't go tonight. Yeah. I told him, messaged him, I think last night or today. I said, let's just boot camp it this weekend. We'll start tomorrow night. We'll go Muay Thai, and then Saturday we'll go gym. We'll go for a run. We'll go for a spin. We'll do all that. Nice. We'll do the same thing Sunday, and then we'll go Muay Thai again.
Nice.
Monday. Just make up for it, And he's always willing to go with me, so he's pushing me now. He's lost like 20 kilos, something like that. He's doing good.
Wow.
And I've seen his progress, making me, fuck, I got to get back on it. I've been slacking.
Yeah, I love that. But that's a good weekend to boot camp it like that.
Yeah, I've had it a couple of times when I broke up with my ex. I couldn't get out of my head.
Yeah.
I went to Muay Thai like 3-4 times. I went to the morning class. I went to the midday class, and I went to the gym, and I went to the night class after the night class. I was finally feeling good. So I got out of my head.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I boot camped myself for the day just to get my head right, and it works. So.
Yeah. It's crazy how exercise, and this is such a common recurring conversation I have on the pod and outside the pod. It's like exercise is honestly a secret to the universe to fix.
Well, it's what they're meant to be doing. You think of a wild human.
Yeah.
They're not sitting in an office. They're not, they're out in the field chasing something, trying to kill something, trying to eat. You're working for your food, but you're moving.
Yeah.
And using your body. Like your body is meant to be a.
And it's almost like it makes sense because it's a natural biological response system to rewarding you for the effort you've put in.
Yeah.
Like it's a survivalist
And
feeling.
it's something we've always known, like ancient Rome and all that. They had gyms.
Yeah,
Greece, they actually trained. It was a big thing.
Yeah.
You had to go to the gym. It's something that's carried over all throughout human history. Like we all exercise to improve ourselves. We all want to be better than the person next to us. And when you get that, like that fuck you mindset. Like,
yeah.
That's when you're your best. Like when someone's pushing you. Like,
right, even you saying, we're going to go gym, running, swimming in a day. It's like, fuck you, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Well, that's good. Fucking run with that.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, I love it. I'm actually trying to get back into running now in the mornings. I'm Oh, bro, it's so shit, buddy. Running sucks.
I need to get into the running.
God,
I'm
bro.
going for a run. It was my first running. Ages.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna run. I'm thinking maybe the Bay Run. So we'll go to Muay Thai and then we'll plan it as we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Running is long, bro. I used to be good. I used to be consistent. I used to fucking pump out 10Ks a day with not really a stress. And once I got to that level, it obviously had to work up to it. I tried like maybe yesterday morning or the morning before, and 2Ks in. Mind you, I was like, I woke up and did it straight away. First ever morning run, 2Ks in, bro. 2Ks in, and I'm just like,
the cold air.
Tomorrow we'll do 2.5.
That cold, foggy air, bro. It burns the lungs. It's not good. I'm playing footy, my lungs are burning, just like choking on fog.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even have water, nothing before I did. I just went, and I was like, I felt so pathetic, bro, 2Ks. But you know what? I was proud I did it, you know? I was proud I did it.
So 2Ks? Wait, fuck. Oh, yeah, you said you didn't smoke. I mean, didn't drink?
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years now?
Yeah. Well, so alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah. So I am currently around about the 18-month mark, so a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I think we were drinking together when we did our episode 3.
Yeah.
I think it was 3. I believe it was 3. And yeah, I probably made the decision maybe 2 episodes after that to stop.
Yeah.
So it's been, what, 70, 80 weeks, I'd say. Oh, 85 weeks probably, yeah. Yeah.
Fucking know, how you finding it?
All right. Interesting to ask me while I'm in this moment in my life. I'm grateful I haven't more than any other time in my life. You know what I mean? Like,
because if it's there, like you're already going so strong.
Yeah.
You may as well stay strong. There's nothing to fall back into. There's no habit there of like, you know, drowning your pain or anything. Yeah. Like that. So definitely good.
Yeah, dude, I'm so grateful I made the decision to do it. Like it's like it's been easy because like I just have preferred not doing it than doing it. Like I've had the feeling of pride to kind of like an ego, you know, the things that shouldn't boost you up, but they do. So I've been kind of running with that. Like the beginning obviously was a little bit more difficult being social and shit like that, but then for a while it just became part of like my identity. Like, yeah, I'm Doxy. It comes up. Nah, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything.
You used to.
Yeah, used to. And trust me, I run with that too.
Went too hard, I can't do it no more. Retired. Had to retire real young.
Had to retire the goat.
I walked out like Michael Jordan, bro. I slapped that 2 free and retired it.
Hung my jersey up, bro. Yeah, but it's interesting to have perspective to say I'm so grateful. It's not part of my routine or my habits because when life does throw a curveball at you, which I've noticed is the inevitable and it will always happen. It's nice to know that, wow, in a situation like this 2 years ago, I could have made some terrible decisions tonight. I would have probably ruined things for at least the next month if I'd continued to fucking ignore conversations I should have had, blew people off, just acted on intoxicated emotional responses, which we've all done. You know, how
definitely.
easy is it to get into an argument with a girl and chill out? Yeah. But you have a fucking few beers, bro. You get into an argument with a girl, you say things you regret. Yeah. Like, bruh.
The beers always make it worse. That's why I stick with them ones. So you just like, yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. Well, I remember seeing this girl, and the whole time I was seeing her, she did not see me sober once. Smoking, popping vows before I seen her. Like, just couldn't stand the stress. I was like, yeah, I'm seeing her again.
I need to get in the mindset. Get in the
mindset, prepared, which inevitably went wrong. One time I went to see her sober. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to smoke today. And it all went out the shit hit the fan.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that was? Was it she thought differently? You thought differently? Why did it all hit the fan when you decided, when you weren't fucking...
I was inevitably going to hit the fan. Yeah. It was just my impatience.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like that was a beneficial but long term, if you're looking at the bigger picture, to be in that mindset where it's like, oh, I do not have the patience. Like, this ain't for me.
We spoke about it on the last podcast. I was living by myself. It was very solitary. It was lonely a lot, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when you're by yourself a lot, when you're looking for a partner, you want someone who will be there for you, be your best friend, and she wasn't really down for that. Yeah. And I do want someone who will be best friend. You know, someone who's there for me.
I do know what you mean when you say that though, and I actually had a phone call about a podcast I'm going to be doing on Sunday that has already come out. So if you haven't watched this podcast, please click the link in the description below. But in that phone call, I referenced a quote that I always reference that I heard from Delvin. Delvin said, "Every single woman is meant to enter your life to teach you something new."
Yeah,
And that is the most accurate thing I've ever heard.
definitely.
Ever heard.
Definitely. Like she helped me figure out more what I wanted
Yeah.
more than anything. Like I thought I wanted her, and I did, but the way she was to me, I wasn't happy with, and it was in terms of like coming to understand that I got to get what I want to. Like I got to be happy in this. It can't just be, I'm not just gonna be happy because I'm with someone.
Yeah.
Or with that person. I got to be happy with the person. Like, they got to be treating me right, treating me, making me happy, making the efforts for me. Can't just be making those efforts, getting nothing back. And I was because I was lonely, because I was like that. I was probably pretty vulnerable. Like, it was a girl come along, and I think they could see I wanted them and what I wanted, and because I wanted it so bad, I'd give everything to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they take, and they disappear from your life. So
Yeah.
fuck you, bitch.
It sucks. It sucks, bro. Like I feel ya. Like I try and be as I try and think about things from the bigger picture as much as possible, and it's only time that will ever be able to give you that perspective. Like when you're going through it, it sucks. But then when I look back, what I'm hearing when you're saying things is like there's two valuable lessons that I always learn from any relationship. It doesn't matter if it's business, it doesn't matter if it's with partnership, if it's friends. It's like not only do you learn what you want when you find someone who you connect with, but I think more importantly, you learn what you don't want.
Yeah.
And that both of those things only ever come from experience.
Exactly.
Like it's pretty crazy. So in what I'm hearing is it might have been in your case, and I'm guessing you might have learned what you didn't want, and maybe in her case she might have learned what she did want. Maybe there was things that you could have had that she realized, like, oh, I also like this characteristic, and there could have been things that she had that you thought, oh, it turns out I don't like this. I don't. That characteristic doesn't suit me.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, bro. Tell me if this is crazy, because this is a thought I had the other day. And I'll go deep into it if we do. If we don't, it doesn't matter. But if there are 8 billion people on this planet, let's just say 4 billion are women. We have 25 million in Australia, so let's just say 13 million are women, roughly. And within our age bracket, I'd say there'd be like 7 million within our dateable age. So let's just say nothing before our age, nothing too crazy past our age. You got about a 30% population left, 7 million. Everyone finds their partner within, I believe, 5 serious long-term relationships. It's not very often you go through 8 serious long-term relationships until you find your husband or your wife. It's pretty much within 5. That doesn't actually make sense mathematically, how that could possibly make sense. Like the statistic and the odds on that.
It's the growth from each relationship.
You know what I mean?
So you go from the first one, and that's what a relationship is. From every relationship, you're learning like how to be in a relationship too. And I guess by the time you hit your 5th one, like
I understand.
You've learned for yourself. You've probably met someone who's right. You know what you want. You know?
But it's like I understand the theoretics of it. I understand the statistics, and I understand the fact that we are maturing every relationship, and I get the process. But with so many ways to grow up, with different family backgrounds, it could be traditionally, it could be religiously, it could be morally, it could be financially in some situations, it could be like there's a lot of things that go into play that make two people want to spend their time together. Like it's obvious. Say for example, you don't usually have Indians dating Pakis. Like it's like that's an example. But because there's so many different possible ways to live your life based on your morals, the chances of actually meeting someone that you can connect with on such a deep level that you want to become life partners with them doesn't make sense unless there's a little bit of magic, bro. You know what I mean? There has to be.
We're all the same. We're all people. You got to think about it like this, okay? So we're around the same age, or a little bit older. We grow up around the same time. So we grew up on probably the same kid shows, the same shit on the news, the same shit on the TV. You know, obviously different situations, but the same shit was going on around us. We've all got similar things. You know, every day people having the same conversations, people doing the same shit. You know, someone's going through the same thing as you every single day. It's all just rinse repeat happening somewhere else, somewhere different. You just meet a person and there's an attraction, there's a bond, you're just close, similar enough to get to know each other, and then you just grow together.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. Like we're all the same. Like, you know, me and you met. Didn't have to happen.
He don't even knows how long ago, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, we met at the gym when I was like, 14 or some shit.
Yeah. I would have been probably like 15, 16 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, when we were young and become friends, you know. That happens every day.
Yeah.
People meet people similar enough. We've all grown up in the same culture and the same aspects. So we're all close enough together that we can become, you know, we can socialise and get along with each other. You can meet, like, obviously people meet from other countries.
Yeah.
They've grown up differently. But majority of people, Aussie meets an Aussie. You know, Paki meets a Paki and an Indian meets an Indian. They're all pretty similar.
But it's also like, I get it with friends more because you grow up and you kind of find your commonalities like boys do. Like gym, you know, it might be sport. It could be like just, there's a lot of things men can relate to because men all have the same instincts and urges. All right. That's usually what we relate to, instincts and urges. But no matter who you're friends with, you're always noticing your friends doing things that you wouldn't be doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're all wired different.
Yeah, you watch your friends grow up and live and make their choices, and you're like, you still love them, but you're like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But it's not like you grow with a partner and you watch them make their choices and the way they're living their life, and you think, I wouldn't do that because you're doing that thing together anyway. It's like you kind of become one individual when you're in a serious relationship. And just the idea of that, to me, it's like I can't take away the idea of destiny or fate, or it's not meant to be when a relationship breaks up, or they are your soulmate, if you want to call it that, because I don't know, I just have to look at it from that bigger picture of like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's biology, but it's
in our brains. We're meant to meet up and reproduce. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're wired to, that's, men are different, women are different, but we all are wired in that. I want pussy.
Yeah, okay. I get the initial stage.
But it's not just the pussy, it's I want
the comfort.
It's the comfort, stability,
companionship, yeah.
We're all wired to couple up, make kids, and that's what keeps us going. The human race things. We're all wired to do that, and so, you meet someone similar. And I know it doesn't have to be similar, like doesn't have to be the same, because like you said, you just grow together and you you adopt their habits, they adopt your habits, and you just become one thing. But that's, we don't all do that with our friends. Your friends, you can, you do you. But when it's your person, it's like...
It might be the biological nature then, the aspect of wanting to be able to keep the survival of the species going. You want your offspring to grow up and survive.
We're all animals. Lions do it. Fucking tigers do it.
Yeah.
Fish do it.
I get that, and I know that's a deep biological human instinct and natural characteristic, the offspring part. But it's just an odd thing that you meet someone and you just put their feelings into consideration.
We're all monkeys, bro. We're all just monkeys.
I'm getting it from your side, and you are opening my mind to think of it a bit more scientifically. I do, but I can't shake the idea of there being some more.
There's something there. It's just because we're the smartest animal. But because we have the ability to think about it. And what if it's this? What if it's... What if it's... We're all just monkeys that want to fucking make kids, bro. Like, we're just fucking monkeys, bro. But, we are the smartest monkeys. So we do got to make some better decisions than the monkeys. Yeah. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
But fuck.
Yeah. No, you're right. There is science behind it. But there is also times when there's not. You know what I mean? There is. But I don't know how we got to that. You asked, fuck if I know.
Bro. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Well, first talking about work, the thing about living away. Circle back to that a little bit too, is like, takes a special kind of person to be able to handle being away from home.
Being alone, being away from the people you love, it's hard. 2 years I was on my own, and I said, struggling, get to know yourself a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot of, I think it helped me grow a lot, figure out who I was, figure out, growth. I become a man at that time. I had to feed myself, keep a roof over my head. If I was going to be cold, it was going to be my fucking fault.
Yeah.
If I was going to be hungry, it was my fault. So everything was on me, and I think I come out of that stronger. I moved back to my mum's, not because she hit the fan. A lot of people do that. They move back to their rents. Stuff goes wrong. I'm doing good, and I wanted to take advantage of the fact I'm doing good.
Nice.
Not be putting all my money into someone else's mortgage for my rent. I wanted to save that money and start getting towards my own mortgage and building for myself. And when I was 21 or whatever, I started living by myself. There was no thought of a house. There was no thought. It was like, can I buy Gucci and a nice car, and then I'll be happy? Now I'm like, I want to buy a big fucking house and a Rottweiler and a Doberman and fucking all this shit.
Nice. So good perspective, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely helped me to grow. Being alone, I feel like it's good and bad, because obviously low periods, you fucking hate yourself. Then that's when it was on me to pick myself up. That's where I sort of have become a bit more of a fitness junkie, a bit more in the gym, a bit more exercise.
I find that, and there's one of my favorite quotes is, true growth comes from recognizing you're tired of your own shit.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's so true. That's why I do anything, because I beat myself up if I don't. You know what I mean?
You gotta be able to pick your own head up.
Yeah.
Fuck, no one else is gonna do it.
Yeah.
No one else is gonna do it.
Kind of sucks, eh?
You got a few people in life who are really down for you, and it's like, fuck, you're the main person.
Yeah.
Your mum, maybe your missus, maybe not. Fucking. I know until it happens.
Your mum's been there since
Mum is the locked in, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. If you're fortunate enough, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it's just yourself, and you're down. No one's picking your head up for you. Pick your own head up and get yourself going.
Yeah. It's good to have that, and there's actually a big chapter in Patrick Bet-David's book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely, and he says that in order to create great success, you have to have two things. One of them has to be competition, healthy competition, and that is all about your internal self-progression. Like, you have to not only be the one to pick yourself back up, but you have to have a target that you want to try and be better than.
Definitely.
So that's one thing. And the second thing is unconditional love.
Yeah.
And that usually only comes in the form of a mum.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do, your mum's still going to be like, oh, I'm a boy,
Yeah.
my sweetheart, you can still find unconditional love in the form of a partner, or it could be a dad, it could be an auntie, an uncle, grandma, it doesn't matter. But it is very important to have both those things. It's, to be honest, the two most important things.
Yeah.
Independence and unconditional love. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah. I find it comes in waves. Everything comes off. Maybe I'm taking too much psychedelics, but I swear I've seen the fucking waves. they were hitting. I'm like, those are real. And if life, it comes, everything hits you, everything's shit. And then it pushes you back to shore. You paddle back out when things start to calm down, the waves calm down. You can paddle back out and you get further, because you got further last time. Every single time, when that pushes you back in, the further you get when things are good, when they push you back, you're still going to be further out than you were before.
Great analogy, bro. I love that.
You just got to keep paddling out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a while, not in those words, but I look at everything from a point of wavelength, because it's kind of, you did say waves too, so I guess we're kind of looking at it from the same point.
It's waves. It's waves. I've been sober for a while. The psychedelics are
waves.
still hitting you too. You're still seeing them, guys.
I'm still tripping, bro. I know I am. I'm just getting better at hiding it. One thing I learned through TAFE, which was in electricity, is alternating current, which is electricity, which is basically the deep you want to go. People believe the whole universe runs as a big electric circuit connecting the planets to create magnetism, and people who are deep in the electric universe theory believe that they predict things that happen in the universe that no other scientific explanation can predict. So it is one of the leading charges, but I do see everything like it is electricity. And when you measure alternating current, you have what's called sine waves, and they literally just look like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. I think of everything like it is the sine wave.
Yeah.
You will have moments of highs and you will have moments of lows. This quote that came out by, what's that fucking actor's name? I forget it every time I say this quote. Who played Forrest Gump?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Good, thank you. Tom Hanks said recently that whenever he's feeling a certain way, he likes to think back to these 4 words. This shall pass. Hang on. I might have to cut this so I sound like I said it first try. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. So whenever he's feeling depressed, he thinks to himself, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
But whenever he's feeling happy, he reminds himself that this too shall pass.
Yeah.
And that's how I see everything. I see relationships will hit a peak and then relationships will hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
But if you're actively aware of it and you're right, it's like a graph of return of investment that keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And it will have crashes, but it will go back up even higher. And it's everything works that way.
It's always getting inflated, bro. Inflation's fucked.
Yeah, bro.
But our emotions are inflating. Everything's going up, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you're feeling down, you got to dip in that cookie jar. David Goggins, fucking reach back. Think of when you were struggling. Also think of when you were doing good. But how do you overcome that? Yeah, you're going to overcome this. If you beat that, you're going to beat this. You know?
Yeah.
Everything makes you stronger. Your good times, your bad times.
It's a muscle, learning to deal with emotions and feelings, and it's understanding that I've done it before and I can do it again.
Yeah.
And just like going to the gym and doing bicep curls every day, you will see growth no matter what. And if you still train it as hard, it will still hurt as hard the next day, but it will still get better and better and
lift
better.
some more weight.
And it's never going to stop hurting if you keep going up. You know what I mean? But that's the same as everything, bro. I love that swimming analogy, but because it is exactly that. I've been thinking about it hard now. I've also thought about it from a perspective of someone said to me, I won't say who, but someone came up to me and asked for advice because someone really close to them was going through something really tragic from a point of self-sabotage and destruction. And he feels like he's held accountable in a way that he wants to be able to do something. And I had to explain to him, I'm loving your mindset. You can try, but there is honestly nothing you can do. You can show support. You can let them know you care. But unless they want to help themselves, they won't. And I said, and unfortunately, it's their turn to suffer. You know, we all take turns of suffering. We all take turns of lucky rises and like where things are all working out perfectly. We take turns as men. We take turns where we feel like we have all the women's attention.
The downs are where you show where you are.
Yeah.
That's what you're made of.
Yeah, but it's like we're all taking turns, and I use this depression snake as one of my analogies because it's just swimming through everyone, taking turns. When someone lets it grab a hold of them for too long, then that person's going to feel it for longer. But it's still trying to leave that person and get to the next. But everything has that, and suffering is the exact same thing. When you're in those lows, what I try and remind myself is, it's my turn to suffer.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad of an experience when you look at it from that, because you're kind of glad that someone else might not be, but then you kind of think to yourself, like, unfortunately, it's someone else's turn next, you know? Like, it's just that you were right when you said it, that everyone will have lows and highs and everything comes and goes, but we're all just taking turns at sharing it, you know? It's kind of good that we're all not experiencing it at the same time. Like, if
you're up, I'm down.
Yeah.
You pick me up. We're all there to pick each other up.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be with your friends. If you're in a relationship, you want that person to be doing better. You want to pull them. If you're doing good, you're bringing people with you, you know? Even if, you know, just dropping a word, or, you know, if your friend's struggling with jobs or something like that, you want to get to a place you can help them out. I want to start a business, help my friends out. You know, the ones who can't get jobs and whatnot. Like, if I could start a business, get them a job. Like, you want to... That, and I hope my friends doing the same for me. You know, if they're doing good, they want to pull me with them. Yeah, and that way we all get better. We all get stronger. Yeah, that's going back to animal habits. We're all a herd. Yeah, we're a big herd, and it's like
we picked our tribe, eh?
We all just want to. The other people in your herd, in your tribe, you want them to do good. You want them to eat too. You want them to be stronger, and that way it's better hunting.
Yeah. It's sick. I had someone say recently that if I wanted someone really successful and rich, I can't remember who said it, but they said, I learned very early on, it might have been Patrick Bet David again that I'm thinking of who said it, but he learned early on that I'm never going to be successful by myself. If I want to become rich and successful, I have to do it with the people I love. So if his goal was to grow and become as rich as he could, he wanted to make sure all of his boys could too. Like, we do this together because it's not possible on your own.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick when like the way he said it. It was pretty sick. Yeah. Nice. I don't know how I love how we keep getting to
He
this.
just kept changing it. It's all right. The tangents are going to be the good part.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
It's when you're like 3 conversations deep. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're on to like topic 5 now. We don't know how we got there, but they're the good ones. Your head tattoo, that hurt?
Did it hurt? It didn't hurt.
Didn't hurt?
Nah. The back of the head hurt because it was one of the most deepest tattoos I've gotten.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be thick and bold, and I wanted the center of it to have thickness to it. If I was going to get a head tat, I'm going to do it fucking properly.
Yeah.
The most painful part of it was just like every tattoo I do. It's just being uncomfortable. It's just laying there with your head pressed against the table, your neck's fucking getting strained. I can say with my throat, that one didn't hurt much. It was the fact that it was holding my breath. It was fucking all that kind of shit. That's the thing that I hate.
Yeah. I got my first big piece done. From there to my ass, my knee to my ass. I got done at Tattoo Expo, which was really hard to get comfortable because fucking people were walking past and it was painful.
Yeah.
Like, it hurt like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was
Anyone that's
screaming like a
don't
bitch,
hurt.
but everyone's coming past, and you can get into a point where you can just ignore it. But everyone's coming past. Oh, fuck, that looks like it hurts. Yep. Thanks for the reminder. Yep. Next one. Like, yep. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Should just get a sign. Yes, it hurts.
Yes, I wish I had one.
And then every time that you keep getting the same recurring thing, write a new sign, stick it underneath.
Yeah.
It. Yes, it hurts. And then they say,
Still
good
hurts.
sign. Then read the next one.
Yeah, it still hurts. Yeah.
Still hurts. Yeah.
I went to Tattoo Expo. I wanted to get some inspiration. I didn't know what I wanted to get. I wanted to get a little. I thought I'll go get this, and I'll get ideas for other tattoos. I got ideas for other tattoos, and then end up getting the one I went to get. I wanted to get. I got a sausage dog. I wanted to get a little sausage dog above my dick. It had to be my
Did you
dog.
get that?
No, I didn't end up getting it. I'm still
about
getting
it.
it.
Think about it a little bit more.
I love my dog. I'm getting a tattoo of him either way. I had a photo
know,
shoot with
but
him the
it's-
other day.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not saying don't love your dog and don't get a tattoo, but it's just the way you're getting it.
You sound like my missus, bro.
Bro, it's bold. That's all. It's bold.
Like, you want to see my dog? You want to see my sausage?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't end up getting it. You want? Okay, if you've got like strict parents who don't want you to get tattoos or anything, crack a joke that you're going to get something really, really inappropriate. And then come home with what you really wanted to get, which is some massive piece.
Yeah.
They'll be happy.
Nice.
Yeah. My mum was
my trick
cheering when I
too-
didn't get the dog.
Yeah.
She's like, yes. Oh, you got a lion. Oh, so you're a Rasta now. Well, that's good. At least you didn't get the dog.
Yeah. My trick too is get your mum's name. Get your mum's name.
I've already got my siblings. I don't want to get too much right. I want to get something for my mum. But
Yeah. I got my mum and dad here and here.
Yeah.
I haven't got my siblings yet. I will. I'm planning. I just don't know exactly where to get them. That's the only reason I haven't done them. My problem is, bro, I've already designed my whole body. I'm running out of room. Running out of room.
I just want to get that done. I'm going to get some writing. And I think I have to get something on the inside because I look like a bitch. Like, it's pretty obvious, like, you bitch getting the inside of your leg done.
Yeah.
If you bitch getting the inside of your leg done.
Yeah.
After the tattoo, I was like, I'm never getting anything on the inside. Now I'm like, I kind of have to.
You have to.
It's going to be obvious.
It's unfortunate,
It's going to
yeah.
look like I'm a pussy. I want that.
Yeah.
Off to Bali.
yeah. So that ties me not Bali, Thailand. If you
Yeah.
want to get it tattooed properly, Thailand.
Well, the ones who did it, they were from Bali because that tattoo expert, they come over to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not saying they're not great. I've gotten tattoos in Bali.
Yeah.
I've gotten some of my favorite tattoos in Bali, especially shout out to Bloodline. It's at Bali studio. It's a great fucking, what do you call it? Franchise, but it's under the same owner, but let's just call it branch. But Thailand is different animal, bro.
Yeah.
Different animal. Bali's nice. It's fun. You can get things to help with tattoos over there easily.
yeah.
Not as easily as Thailand. Bro.
Yeah.
Different level. Yeah.
Well, I'm keen to do that. Like, get over I want to go both actually early next year. I was thinking go from start of January till my birthday in February. Let's go 2 weeks Bali, 2 weeks Thailand, 2 weeks Bali. I haven't done it. I haven't travelled. I've been to Fiji once when I was a kid. When I was like 17. That's about it. Big reason why I moved home. You know, instead of paying rent, put money the holidays on it. Some shit ticked off. Places I want to go. People, like things I want to see. Get that done. Then we can start looking at the next phase of life, like, where I will start setting myself up to, I don't know, be the success I want to be.
If I could give any advice, all right, and it's only because I am a little bit more older and I have done the same thing. What I've learned is you're doing things correctly. Travel first, families. It doesn't matter whether you want to go house first, then family. It doesn't matter if you want to go house, then family, then travel. There's a million ways to do it. But I went through the same route you have. When you want to go on these holidays, pretend you have half the money you do every single time. If you need $5,000 for a holiday,
I'm not good with money.
You need $10,000 for a holiday.
Yeah.
Only spend the 5, but when you save for a holiday, and then it might, let's just say it takes you 3 months to save X amount of money. I promise you, for some weird reason the universe has, for going and enjoying that holiday, it'll take you longer to get back that same money it took in the first place. Every single time. It takes double the amount of time to get back to the position.
Well, it's taken me years to get there in the first place. I'm hoping it doesn't take years again.
It just have enough to come back, and it feels like you could have gone again.
You haven't done your ass.
Yeah, I just feel like you could have gone again. Even if it was for cheaper, for a shorter amount of time.
You want to be coming off holiday time, getting straight back into your fucking...
Yeah.
Flogging it at work, trying to get ahead.
It's worse going on a holiday, coming back to 0. It's worse. Yeah. And then to be honest, bro, I've done it more than once now where I've come back negative. Negative the amount I left with.
Well, I can't even go out in Sydney without coming back negative. I mean, I want to do Bali, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Bali's good, but you'll like Bali. I grew up for the last few years having a little bit of a negative rotation towards Bali. I realized I didn't have the best time, but it was a beautiful country that I did have a good time in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice place. There's so much to do. There's so much touring. There's so much sightseeing. There's tattoos. There is nightlife. A lot of these things are better in places like Thailand. But the sightseeing part of Bali is what Bali really is. Yeah.
I thought it was prescription drugs.
Nah. Thailand is the prescription drugs, bro.
Yeah, so my mate was talking shit when he said he couldn't bring it back. I fucking bashed that.
But Bali's a beautiful place, bro. It really is. Yeah.
You got any snacks?
I do not have any snacks. I've tried to change my entire snack life because I'm a pig, bro.
I've never been a bad snacker, but I haven't had dinner. I went to the hospital straight after work. We got some KFC with the bro. His first time eating KFC since his accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah, you're telling me a rough accident.
Yeah. So, bro, fuck, he's doing good. Like, shout out to Blakey. What's his Instagram? One sec. I told him I'd do the full proper shout out. Like,
yeah, good.
Jump on the GoFundMe if you can, because
I'll put a link in the description then for his GoFundMe.
That'd be great. Yeah. Blake, he had a motorbike accident. The real Blakey, shout out real Blakey, bro. Fucking soldier, all right. You want to see a good attitude? This cunt just lost his leg. He's 20 years old. That fuck you mindset we're talking about, that doctors thought he was gonna die.
Wow.
So he's now awake and has the biggest fuck you attitude towards these doctors. He's like, fucking watch me. Like, he's just ready to pick himself up. And going through that, I couldn't imagine waking up in 2 weeks, missing a leg, arm doesn't work, and then being like, fuck the world, let's go. But he's doing that. And
damn,
fuck it. It's added perspective to me every time I'm feeling a bit down. I'm like, fuck, could be a lot worse.
Yeah. It's nice to have perspective, but it's also sucks. You know?
Perspection.
Yeah.
Hold on, look at the iPad. Google, is that a word?
Perspective.
Yeah, it is
good
to
to
have
perspective.
It is. I'm keen for the future. I watch this cunt grow. Today saying him, he looked rough, but he looked good at the same time. Like, like he's gonna do good. I'm keen to see him in 2 years from now.
Yeah,
how he's doing.
Yeah.
I'll be by his side there. But I'm keen to see that because it's gonna be inspiring watching this cunt grow.
Yeah, wow.
And then watching him develop, and push it. He reckons he's still gonna compete in Paralympics and fucking go and do bodybuilding still. So,
yeah. Wow, bro. Well, I'm sending my prayers, and I hope everyone listening can as well, because that moment of waking up and not having a leg, like, that's something that 99.9% of people won't even be able to imagine properly, let alone experience, and that's devastating.
Yeah, it was a rough phone call. Yeah, but what do you reckon the first thing you'd ask for when you wake up is?
But I'm gonna guess.
What would be the first thing you'd ask for when you wake up?
Damn.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'll tell you what you'd ask for.
So let's just say you've got your family.
Hang
on, wait. Let me have a go.
Give you one.
So you've got your family already?
Yeah.
All right. And this and that?
No, that's included. Name the first 3 things you asked for.
All right. The people I hold dearest. My phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably ask for, I reckon, a chicken burger.
Chicken burger?
Yeah.
He was on a feeding tube. He couldn't eat straight away. First thing he asked for was water. Then he asked for his missus. Then he asked for his vape. His missus come in. Babe. Babe, where's my vape? Apparently, it's a 4-week withdrawal from nicotine. So,
He didn't
yeah,
kick
he was in the middle there. Not long enough. Couldn't even open his eyes yet. He wanted the vape.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
And look, if you're out for 2 weeks with a feeding tube in, dry mouth, you go water, family, vape. I
Yeah.
promise you.
You know what? I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, bro.
I
I get
think
it.
I'd be the same.
Get that man a vape, bro.
Get
He's
that
been
man
doing
his
enough.
fucking
Give him a
vape. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
I
he
told him
needs.
get the weed vape.
Yeah, whatever he needs, bro. Fuck. Well, what a soldier. What a soldier. I love that mindset.
Yeah, he
that's
said,
inspiring.
get my fucking chips. Yeah, then it was the food. So
Yeah.
we got him some KFC. Fucking loved it.
Yeah. Nice. Well, good work for going and seeing him today, man. Good work. Good work. It's really rough visiting people in hospital, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really
it
rough.
is. There's some Vincents too, so it was a bit of a around there. People ending up in the hospitals normally for pretty bad reasons.
Yeah.
I think he was in the room next to the mum that got stabbed. The baby survived and the mum died. The mum died in the room next to him at St. Vincent's.
Wow. So when in that story, I wasn't even aware of that necessarily. So the baby survived, the mum died.
The Bondi stabbing.
I know about the Bondi stabbing.
Yeah.
What do they mean by baby? Like, I every time I'm putting these two things together, I'm thinking about the instance where that mum threw the child and the guy caught the child.
The child had already been stabbed.
The child was stabbed already.
Yeah. The child and the
Damn.
mum were already stabbed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, you gotta fucking click to stab a baby, bro. Fuck.
Bro, that is like, there's so many levels between a mental breakdown and stabbing a baby.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like, you gotta lose your humanity at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
That's fucked. Like,
They should not have honestly killed him. They should have studied that man in isolation. They should have figured out what the fuck can possibly go wrong inside someone's brain.
yeah. Oh, I think that guy needed the pop.
Yeah, he obviously could have died after.
Yeah,
Could've
yeah.
killed him
Oh,
after.
they always try to do that. Keep
Yeah.
him alive, but fuck.
Man,
Some
that's
dogs you just
wild.
got to put down on the spot.
Yeah, of course. At least he's gone, but fuck me, like,
Yeah. Like, how do you dehumanize people to that point? Like,
oh,
fuck.
it's so relatable hearing most things, most
Anything
dumb
with a baby, look at a
decisions.
baby. There's a thing in your brain.
yeah,
It's like, you look after that. You know, you
Yeah.
don't want to hurt it.
yeah. But it's like you hear when people make dumb decisions and stupid decisions and life ruining decisions, and you're like, I get it, we're all people,
Yeah.
but that is not people, bro.
That's not people.
Yeah,
That's not people.
I'm so curious and interested how the fuck that could happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I might fucking spend some time on the internet trying to figure out what the fuck can go wrong.
Oh, well, they said he was sexually frustrated. He's one of the girlfriend or some shit, but still, like,
Wow.
fuck.
Wow.
You gotta dehumanize women that much. You go in a stabbing spree, fucking kill babies and shit. Bro.
Wow. Yeah, fuck him.
That's just,
Good riddance.
That's the world, bro. Fuck.
Fuck him.
See this shit, fucking
Yeah.
Israel, Palestine.
Yeah.
That shit's.
Yeah.
Ever since it happened, October 7th, I've been obsessed with the news. I can't
yeah?
turn it off. So it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. I knew what happened straight away. Like, these people are going to get fucking murdered, all of them.
Yeah.
They're going to kill them all. They're going to get slaughtered. And
It's genocide.
it's genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's fucked. Like,
Yeah. What's crazy about that
and
war is
the way everything, like the media, every news network in the world is like trying. Israel has the right to defend itself. Like, what about the fucking Palestinians? They don't.
Yeah.
So what? The Israelis are more important than the Palestinians. That's what we're saying. Like,
yeah. Especially
That's what
when
we're being
and it's like I'm no expert. I'm so uneducated on the whole thing because I might be choosing to avoid it so I don't go dive too deep down the rabbit hole. But truthfully, like the Israelis have said anyone caught in crossfire is a casualty of war.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
At this point, like, they're trying to do it. It looks at I see it as another American expansion. So America was built. There were the 13 states that this thing, Manifest Destiny. that it was their God, fucking divine reason. Like them as a people were put there by God to spread from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States. Right, you get the Indians in between, the Native Americans, they just fucking wiped them out. They didn't give a fuck. America is a fascist state. They were built on that, on
of course.
genocide. And Israel is a colony of America. It's like Australia, but we've already dealt with our natives, and now they want to do that.
Yeah.
That's all. I see it as just another thing like that. I don't see the difference between a Palestinian and a Native American or Aboriginal. It's just that's happening now, and that happened in the past.
Yeah, and people aren't going to be able to understand if they're not involved in it. But when but in reality, the people who are living in Israel right now are not native Israelians. Like they're not.
They're not native.
They're not. They're not.
That country didn't exist 70 years ago.
They were given a section of that part of the world to create peace and order, and they have chosen to expand as far as they can.
Well, they're put there by European powers who were to stop the Europeans. The Europeans said to stop the Europeans from killing the Jews. They said, "Here, have your own bit of land," and now they're doing it to the people there. Yeah, and then the Europeans are like, "Well, we don't want you back, so." Have these weapons and slaughter these fucking people because they're not people. Yeah,
it's deep. It's deep. And it's crazy because it's been prophesized in every gospel, this war. Yeah.
Well, if it comes to that, of the fucking...
Well, it's prophesized in every gospel that they will always have that land. That land will never go away. If they do get to the point in which they do lose that land, that is the apocalypse. That is what
they didn't have the land.
No, but...
They did lose it until 70 years ago.
Yeah, but it was always still...
I see...
But it was never a nation lost to biblical Christianity, you know what I mean?
Look, I see Israel as the West has won the Crusades, finally. Yeah, they wanted the Holy Land. Now they've got it. There's the thing around it, there'll be a war, the apocalypse will start from there. There's obviously something... I'm not the most religious person. There's obviously something going on in that land. You look at a map; it's the fucking center of the world, which sort of stands out. You look at it, boom, in the middle, right there, end of the Mediterranean, bang. It's like that's where so much shit throughout history, that so much of the world revolves around that little place. It's like so something's obviously
it's energetic.
Yeah, there's some energy around there, and. It would be a beautiful place to see, and I hope they don't destroy it. I hope it doesn't all get destroyed.
I have faith it won't. It is in the center of it. Realistically, despite war, it is a center of peace. Anyone who's ever been to that can see that the ultimate form of connection and the letting go of your own beliefs and the real power of humanity in that center. Because they have three major religions that all gather there.
Not just Jerusalem, there's Mecca and the other ones.
Yeah.
The other ones there,
Yeah.
But,
It's wild. It's wild.
What's the Church of Doxy say about Jerusalem?
Church of Doxy. You know what's funny? There is a Church of Doxy.
I know there's a church. Wait, there's an actual Church of Doxy? Or
no, like there's
your
my
Church of Doxy? Yeah. I know about that one.
Yeah. Then that reminds me of a point of Doxy's cult, which I haven't brought up in a while. Do you remember or have you ever heard of Doxy's cult?
I remember you sacrificed the goat.
I did not
sacrifice. That poor fucking goat, bro. Gucci, man.
Do not start my first conspiracy, bro. Do not.
Doxy sacrificed the goat so he'd live longer. See how he says he's sober and he's like, now he's looking really well, looking good, like he's going. It's not that he's sober. This cunt's a fucking drug addict. He just sacrificed the goat.
He's scumbag.
He buried it in Fish's backyard.
Don't out me. I'm going to cut this out. Do not out me.
No.
All right. Well, Doxy's cult, for those who haven't heard or do not remember, there's only two main rules of Doxy's cult. The first rule is once you hear about it, you're automatically in it. And the second thing, unfortunately, is that it's impossible to leave. So just putting that out there, it is what it is. It's been a while.
Are you going to activate the soldiers?
It's never going to be a moment in which the button is pressed. It's because it's it's a long going game of chess. You know what I mean? The game started as soon as Doxy's cult words came into the universe.
Well, I guess the first time you said the words, if someone was around you, it was a thing. Then.
Yeah, I was the first member. You know? Like I didn't even invent it necessarily.
Grandmaster Doxy.
Just happened to be the first member.
The Ku Klux Doxy clan.
So that was the pawn moving, and then pieces of these pawns have been moving ever since. But Doxy's cult, stay tuned because it will be mega. It will be mega. Yeah. yeah.
It's gonna be a big fucking siege, FBI.
I'd rather a farmhouse.
It's when you crack it. When you crack the code, that's when shit's gonna get real.
yeah.
But they will come. It's not gonna be a button you press. It'll be a code you crack, and fucking and dominoes will start falling.
Yeah. And it's funny knowing that there's that code to crack, that I have to crack, that they know I'm cracking.
Yeah, and they're watching.
They're watching.
Everyone's watching this. Fucking going viral.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the CIA specifically are watching it. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know enough about the wars to have too big of an opinion. The main opinion I have outside of my beliefs in whatever the Gospels do believe to be the outcome, I believe they will also become the outcome. But I believe that it's just tragedy that does not need to occur. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all scary, and the world seems to be moving in that direction, which I find scary. The pretty much every country is increasing their military spending.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. Japan is mobilizing. Japan hasn't been allowed to build a proper army since World War II because America beat them and then occupied them and said no, but now they're like times now.
And they have been building for a couple of years now. They have been.
They doubled their budget and started. Australia's doing the same thing. Yeah. Every time I turn on the news, it's we bought these new planes and we bought this new boat, new submarine.
Yeah, it's wild. It's important though. It's good. I guess maybe everyone's just preparing for defense. You never know what's going to happen.
You'd hope so. Hope for a peaceful world, obviously.
Joe Rogan has this quote that I always use: people believe the apocalypse is a day that will eventually come to everyone, but the truth is, the apocalypse is happening all over the world at different places at different times.
Someone's world's ending right now.
Yeah.
Someone's life's changing. Someone's house just got blown up.
It's that form of suffering that we all taking turns experience. Every part of the world is taking turns at going through the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That goes back to what you were saying before with it's your turn to suffer.
Yeah.
It's Australia's turn to prosper. It's fucking, I don't know, North Korea's turn to suffer. You never know. Turntables.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could happen overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I learned anything in the last week, bro, it's your entire world can change overnight. Your entire world can change.
Well, Blake went out one night and his whole life changed. Fucking, that's like, fuck. That was when I sort of realised I'm not invincible. Like, she can hurt me.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. All right, we'll have a reset. All right.
Reset. Back something positive.
Doesn't have to be positive, but we'll just try and, if there's any other questions, we'll try and get back up before we fall back down again. We'll ride these waves.
You like dogs?
Do I like dogs?
Like dogs?
Right. Do I like dogs? I have a dog now. Yep. I have a Staffy cross cattle dog cross Mastiff.
Roofed.
She is a gorgeous dog, bro.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog. Love my dog. At the moment, we are, hosting another dog. This beautiful Staffy. God, she's fuck you. I'll show you after. She's a gorgeous girl. She's old. She's probably 10, 12, 11 years old. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe like 8 years old or something. But she's fucking. I love dogs, bro. I love dogs. Every time I see a dog, I'll pet that dog.
Bro, I used to think about having kids. Now I'm thinking about having dogs, bro. On a big house, on a Roddy. Yeah. Okay, so I got my Dash I love the fuck out of him. He set the standards high. I decided every dog I owned from now on has to be the same colorway. Yeah. I want the black and brown. So I'm thinking a Rottweiler with the black and brown first, protect the house. And I want a personal bodyguard. So I'll get a Doberman. Yeah. They'll follow you around. And they'll be calm. My dog does the same. He shadows me. Yeah. He just followed me around the house. I want to go for a shit. He's following me. Yeah. Close the window. He's getting out of bed. Come and see what's Dad doing. Yeah. Imagine it was like, it's pretty much just a dachshund with long legs and it's this big. Rip your fucking face off. And it's your personal bodyguard. Yeah. I want to get one for me, and if I have a daughter from about 3 years old, it's going to be sleeping in her bed. Well, I'll sleep in her bed at first, and then I'll crate train it, and then I'll probably sleep in her room.
Yeah, I love that.
Personal dog bodyguard.
Yeah.
Fuck with her.
Yeah.
Fuck with her.
Yeah, I love
I always
that.
thought I'd have 5 sons first and then a daughter. Now I'm thinking just a fucking Doberman. Boys will be more scared of the dog than they are of their brothers.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, their brothers would bash me. This dog will maul me to death.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you're loving your dog, eh? You're loving having your dog.
Oh, bro, he's the best.
Yeah.
Every time I look at him, I smile.
Yeah.
The amount of smiles he's put on my face, like, it is, yeah, I can't thank him.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get a tattoo of him on my dick. I had a photo shoot with him the other day.
That's
Bro, I
mad.
got stitched up bad.
Yeah.
Alright? You know, you see those things on Instagram and it's like, win a free this and that. Like, just apply here. So I did one, it's a free pet photo shoot. Apply here. I apply for it. Text back. I knew I'd get it because I had a sausage dog named Butcher.
Yeah.
He's a cunt. And it's pretty much what I wrote in the application. Like, call me. And they're like, okay, so it's $250 shoot. You get that shouted. Then we give you $500 credit for whatever you want to purchase on top of that. Like, sweet. $500 to be able to get a nice portrait of me and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so I do the photo shoot. Bro, my dog's a model. Like, this cunt was posing. I try to take pictures of him. He never does this, but we get in the studio and he's like, I'm made for this.
Yeah.
I had to show me these cracker photos.
So this
they
is
put me in like a
this is what
room.
I've been expecting the whole time. Yeah.
They put me in a room like this with a big screen. They show me all photos, cracker. And they're like, oh, we can storyboard it like this, make your thing like that thing over there. I'm like, fuck, that looks mad. I'll get something like that and put it all together. Like, all right, so minus the $500 credit, that'll be $3,300. And I'm not leaving there with nothing. So I got stitched up hard, ended up paying like fucking over $1,000 for 10 digital photos of me and my dog.
Bruh.
Yeah, I wanted to slap her. But after spending 2
photos.
hours doing a photo shoot, sitting there looking at pictures, and I'm real happy with the pictures, but I'm not happy with this money and I want to punch you in the head. So don't fall for those things on Instagram. They're lying to you. It is not a free photo shoot. It is you getting fucked.
Yeah. Wow. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure I may have entered in those before and not got them. Like,
Lucky
not
you.
for my dog, but for photo shoots in general.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was that expensive to do a photo shoot.
Yeah, but look, after she said it, I was going from like, it's a pretty nice studio. Like, the photographer seemed to know what she was doing. These ladies don't seem like they're making nothing. $3,000 sounds about right. Like,
Kind of, bro. But look about it from this perspective. Like, a tradesman shows up to his own car that he owns with $10,000 to $30,000 worth of tools that he bought, and he still will leave after 5 hours after fixing your shit for less than $1,000. You know what I mean?
that's true.
Like, the initial investment is never what's going to
And it's
cost.
just digital photos. So all they got to do is fucking process the
That's what I
photos.
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that one.
Yeah, that's wild. But on the topic of dogs, I did have this realization earlier this year. But I didn't just get a dog; I have a rabbit as well now. A rabbit named Oreo. He's a legend. He's actually a prick.
Don't
But
sacrifice a Doxy.
he's a prick, but I love him too. He's awesome. But I realized you really gain more life in your own life. You gain more love having life around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you have animals, it's like the more heartbeats you have in a home, the better it is for your soul.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. From now, I'm looking to get another dog. I'd love to get a Labrador as well. I'd love to cross my Labrador with my cattle. I think that'd be a beautiful dog. I'd love to get chickens. I want to get ducks. I want to get a bird. I want to get I want to just keep getting more animals, bro. The more animals, the happier you are.
Definitely. Are you gonna get a bigger land, or are you still happy here?
I could definitely do it here, yeah. Because they're not big animals. A lot of them are just little areas in the backyard I need to set up.
Yeah.
But I am.
You own your house.
Happy here.
I actually had that in my notes. For question I asked you, being a young homeowner, what's that like?
Realistically, it is a bigger challenge than I thought it would be. Paying off a mortgage, it is not. If you want to live in a nice home and pay rent, it is, not too much more expensive. The thing that sucks about being a homeowner is knowing how much money you're paying each month that pays off the debt you owe compared to the interest you pay. The interest you pay is like, I could be wrong, but it looks like it's like over 30 years, it looks like it's an extra 50% more of what you borrowed. They say 6% interest rates. That number is so distracting to take you away from the fact that if you want to borrow, let's just call it for easy numbers, $1 million, by the end of it, you'll probably pay off $1.5 million.
Yeah.
That's fucked, bro.
Yeah.
That's not a
it's
6% interest. To me, that's a 50% interest.
Yeah, that's why when I was 18, I had the fucking fuck buying a house attitude.
Mm-hmm.
The Gucci and nice cars. Fucking, is what it is.
Yeah.
I want to get there eventually. At least you're paying it now.
Yeah.
So by the time your house is paid off.
Mm-hmm. It's easy to complain, all right? It is easy to complain, but at the end of the day, I am so grateful that I have now got the opportunity that it doesn't really matter how much money I have in savings anymore, because I have the freedom to be able to either waste money, which I try not to, or enjoy my money, which I do try to. But there's always this, you know what I mean? There's always this home. Like I can always move somewhere else.
Yeah.
I can always go rent and have whatever I've made on profit. It is a savings account paying off a house. It is a savings account, you know.
Yeah.
It does take that initial grind, and the grind is real, and the grind takes sacrifice and commitment, and you have to let go of anything that you think will create any form of satisfaction other than longevity. It's all you can think about when you're saving.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but I'm very, very, very grateful I've done it. Very grateful I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I do get why people never want to own a house. Let's just put it that way. I get it. It's
a big commitment. It's a hard thing. But
Yeah.
to have a home, it's nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
My family, we never lived in a house we owned. I've never lived in a house we owned. Always lived in a house we rent. So I never really understood what that can be. Now I'm older. I have friends buying houses, and even when I was younger, I see my friends, painting their room.
Yeah.
I wish I could paint my room.
Yeah.
Like just little things like that.
Yeah.
And I want that.
Yeah. More importantly, you want that because your kids can paint their room, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I want my kids to have more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'll get there
we can.
because even though I feel like I'm a bit behind everyone else my age in terms of the saving and all that, I feel like success is just effort plus time, and as long as I just keep putting in effort for time forever, and which I do, I put effort into everything. I'm driven, and so I feel like I will be successful. I will get to that point I want to be at.
Yeah.
Because I give effort to everything. I will continue to give effort to everything, and
Yeah, that's that. I believe in you too. I know you put in effort to everything too. I know you always have. I have 3 points, and I'll try not to forget all of them. But the first one being that there is no such thing as I'm not as far as I should have been or could have been, because for some people, and a lot of people who have bought homes early on in their lives, like let's just say earlier than mid-20s, they had to miss out on a lot of the things that you and I got to experience.
I don't regret anything.
Yeah, good. That was my first point.
No regret. Like I've enjoyed my life. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
I'm a bit behind. That's my own personal feeling. That's just I feel like I should be more ahead. Like I think about how much money I've made, how much money I've wasted. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
You've been a bit of an idiot, Adrian. But at the same time, I've enjoyed myself and experience. You gain shit from experience.
Yeah.
May not own a house, but fuck. Got some vendors.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I'm with you. I don't regret any of that shit as well. But the second point, which is the main point I wanted to talk about, was advice to anyone who will be buying a home. And it's taken a massive mind shift in myself to come to this reality. And that's knowing what the realistic expectations are in what you can afford. And that is a major, major component that people hear, and they either don't want to listen to it because they have the faith that they can get there anyway, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
But there is a point in which you don't want to have to work too much just to be able to afford what you've already committed to.
Yeah.
And that is a very, very important thing to take on any loan. Doesn't matter if it's a fucking just nimble it. It doesn't matter if it's for a fucking sick car that you want to have or buying a home. But I have come to a happy reasoning and negotiation with myself as to lower the expectations and demands that I'm setting myself in which of size or location or things like this, and put my priorities in order, because I'd rather not have to spend my life working. You know,
I don't want to break your back forever.
You don't have to do one or the other. You don't have to either work your whole life to pay off a house or choose not to buy a house so you don't have to work for the rest of your life. You can find that balance in the middle. And it has been painful, really painful, finding this realization out. But I will only ever, and it's difficult for a tradie because you have the availability all the time to earn extra money. And the money we make when we're not working, penalty hours, penalty rates, overtime, is not as much. You know, it's a big loss not doing overtime. But if you can base your life around that, and overtime is only for extra shit that you would not even need nor even want, like include holidays in your wages, include your mortgage repayments in your wages, your food, your entertainment. Only have overtime for extra money that you do not even care you have. I believe that is where we can find the most happiness, because that balance is so important, bro. Being away from home, the biggest lesson I learned through this whole thing, and honestly, it's upsetting, but I missed out on spending time with my partner, getting ready to start a family, being away from my brother, my sister, my mum, my dad, and all my friends. I know it was only for a short window of time, but it gave me the ultimate perspective. It was like I missed out on a lot not being here because I've been trying to chase a future in which I want to achieve, which I know I can. Yeah. But I'm sacrificing everything to get something that I already have. You know what I mean? The house ain't going to make me any happier. Yeah. It's the heartbeats in the house that will make me happier. Yeah. And it is a tough pill to swallow, but I learned my lesson the hard way. Yeah. You know? It's so true.
I'm looking for a career change. I start 2 weeks from now, so probably around the same time this is coming out. I'm starting my Cert 4 in fitness. I'll be a personal trainer by December, by Christmas.
Wow, good work.
Yeah, which I don't know if I'll do it straight away. I've got pay rises coming, tax cuts and shit. So I'm making some good money anyway. But in the past 5 years, I've doubled what I make. So I want to keep that train moving. I'm looking what can be the next phase. How can I keep that happening? How can I keep that growth happening? You know, I want my time to be more valued. At the moment, I get paid well, but I'm breaking my back. My body hurts. I'm using my body as a tool every day, and I can only do that for so long. I'm not built for this scaffolding shit. I'm fucking too skinny.
No, if you're not built for it, I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, looking for the next thing, and I feel like that would be good for me. Like, I've already got people look to me for advice on fitness stuff, so I may as well get paid for that. And I feel like I can do good, have more growth in that industry than where I am now. It's a big roll of the dice. I'm hoping for the best of it. Yeah, I think I got this. I've been successful in most of the things I've done. Looking back, I've actually done well. Everything I've tried to do in my life, I've been successful at. Maybe I haven't. I wanted to play footy when I was younger. I made it to playing rep footy. Never made the top league, but looking back now, I'm happy for that. I didn't make the NRL. I mean, NRL players in person. People I used to play with, people I know. Fucking assholes, man. Yeah. They're fucking assholes. I'm happy I'm not one of those. I'm happy I'm not like that. At the same time, I did achieve something, and where I failed, now I've grown from that. And looking back, it's like, happy with that. So that's my failures. I have grown from that. But the things I have put my hand to, even the things I haven't, the things I've just slugged away at, just kept trying, and I've succeeded in that. So I feel like with this next step, I will do good because I've been successful in what I have done. I want to be putting the same energy, the same effort into this, and I feel like it's going to go well.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Your consistency, which is the thing that I live my life, consistency is key. That's above all. Consistency.
I'm inconsistent.
Yeah,
I'm consistently inconsistent, but I'm also riding the waves. Yeah. So every time that I do fall, I always get back up. I always try harder next time.
Yeah. And you did mention the word failures, and I know what you mean, but start using the word lessons because I definitely. It's the same word. It's the same meaning.
At the time when I was playing footy, I was depressed. Like when I was a teenager. I'm happy now. I can say over the past year, I've actually learned happiness isn't real. It's a thing that comes and goes. That's normal. I feel like when I was younger, I was trying to be happy all the time. And through that pursuit of happiness, I was miserable. And so when looking at myself as a teenager, I don't think I was ever really happy. I think I had depression, and look, like, I think my mindset towards it, like, wasn't something that was gonna get better. I was just a kid, so I'm still figuring it out. I'm happy I got to a point where I got past it. Like, now looking back, I'm really happy. I'm like, I should have been happier then, but that was all lessons. Now I've learned how to be a person who is, you know, functioning. And then when you are functioning and you're not letting everything get you down, you find you're in more situations where you're going to be happy and where you're going to be enjoying yourself, when you're going to be smiling. And now I find myself smiling all the time.
Yeah. It's again, it's time that can only teach you that lesson, bro. And I am also grateful for the times where I felt like shit. I didn't at the time. It was just life is cruel. Why me?
Yeah.
But I like using this quote because it makes me feel good, whether I know it to be accurate or not. But like, I like telling myself, God will test his most capable soldiers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you won't be given a situation in which you can't handle. And in the mindset you have now, which is what I'm glad you have, which is what I've had to come to terms with, is very similar. It's that you're good at your job, right? I know you're good at your job. I know you enjoy your job because you're getting better at your job every day. And the more you learn, the more you earn.
Yeah.
And then you look good, you feel good, you look better. It's the same thing.
It's a ball rolling down a hill.
Yeah.
You know, you build some momentum. You just
Yeah.
keep going life. When you have that momentum, you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's the waves when they're gone. When they're not pushing you back to shore, you got to get out there, you know, do this, go as hard as you can while you can, you know, and even when shit's trying to push you down, don't let it. Keep pushing back. Always push back. I feel like for me, when I look at it more, I try to dissect why I was like that. I think when I was young, it was hard for me to fit in because I was raised by Aussies. I don't look Aussie. First people hear me talk, people meet me, they hear me talk, they hear my accent, they're like, the fuck is this guy? So always the first question I get asked is, what background are you? I'm Mauritian, or, yeah, whatever. I feel like looking back, because I'm raised by Aussies, but I'm different, it was always hard for me to fit in because I didn't fit in with the white people because they pushed me to the side. And then I didn't fit in with the black people because I'm Aussie. And then, so I never really had a place where I fit in. And then it was like trying to find it. It's like, just be yourself. Be happy as you are. The people who accept you. People who don't. So like now I'm understanding of that. But when I was younger, I was trying to find a place where I fit in, where I'm normal. Mm-hmm. That was always really hard. And that's probably what led to, most of my childhood, most of my teenage years being depressed. But I've grown now and I can, my stepsister, her stepbrother on the other side, he killed himself. When I heard those words, it fucking shattered me because that could have been me when I was younger. Like I was at that point. These days, even when I get down, I never get to that point where I even think about it. But back then, I would think about it, and it could have been me. And now, when I heard that, I wish I could have helped that kid because now I know things get better. Things always get better. We always get past that.
Yeah.
You just got to be soldiers. We got to keep our head up. Keep marching. Don't let nothing get you down. I won't let anything in this world take away from me and what I am. I'm always going to be trying, be pushing, be strong, and no matter what, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going to circle back to this point on depression and suicide in a second, but I can't let it go without the point I was referencing before, in that this career change that you're looking at taking, and I'm proud of you for making this, even if it's just a thought process, right? And you don't decide to do it, you want to do something else. But to know what can happen by consistently staying at one job, by your own experience, that you can always earn more money.
Yeah.
And we're always chasing money. No matter how hard we try not to, we know that money buys freedom and freedom buys happiness.
Yeah.
So the answer is money buys happiness. It's true. But someone said to me once, have you ever heard a story of anyone who took risks and tried their hardest and didn't succeed? And I was like, no. He's like, if you have 100% dedication and you take risks, there's definitely going to be obstacles and setbacks that are going to come in the play of what I'm saying. But to take that risk to change careers, bro, is an important thing, because as men in construction, we are set in our ways. We are all like this. Every single one of us. I have mates who have broken free and learned to fucking spread their rings elsewhere, try other industries. And I've got mates who have done that, who have come back because it is where the money is that they're comfortable earning. And we know that, and we keep thinking to ourselves, if I get another Saturday, if I can do Saturdays for a year, I'll be in this next position. If I can do overtime 3 days a week, 5 days a week, if I'm willing to work 70 hours a week for 8 years, then I'm done. But it's like, we're not limited within our industries. We have the capability to have learned everything we need to earn, get ourselves into our positions we are in as men, and change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I always thought, so when I dropped out of school because like I fell behind on all my work because I didn't pay attention, I didn't study. I got to school late every day. But what I was talking about before was a depressed kid. I didn't understand the value of what I was getting. But I always thought I can go do a trade now, and when I'm in my 20s, once I hit that mature age, whatever, you can go back to do whatever, do uni, do whatever you want. I thought always I will go do something else. I will do what I have to now. So I started off doing carpentry, got made redundant, ended up being a scaffolder, and then I was making $22 an hour, and like I just slugged it out and learned. Another job, pay a bit more. Another job, pay a bit more. I gained experience, kept getting more money. Now I'm to a point where I feel like I'm with one of the best companies in Sydney, best companies in Australia. The growth that will happen is only from EBA negotiations and shit like that. The growth can't be within myself anymore because I know what I'm doing. I've got all my tickets. I can learn. They've got me in more of a leading hand role now, but I'm using that more to develop my skills from a personal trainer because now I've got to tell people what to do. I've always been when I'm in the past when I've been in the situation where I have to tell people what to do, I get a bit flustered and then I won't talk as nicely as I should.
Yeah.
So I'm now taking those opportunities where I am instructing people to work on how I talk to people and how I handle the pressure, which I will think will come in handy when I'm a personal trainer. And I do have to tell people what to do all the time because I will be their trainer, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I can't be getting frustrated with them. I just keep my head. So I'm using what I'm doing now to develop that as much as possible. Forgot what the point was.
Yeah, that's cool. But
you get what I mean. Like
I do get what you mean. I do get what you mean. And so I'm understanding your thought process in which wanting to leave construction.
Just continue my development. I'm been growing. I don't want to hit a point. I don't want to hit a wall. I want to. So that's what's next. I can always come back to this if that doesn't work out. But that can always be the spark of the next phase of my life.
Yeah.
Fucking
Bugattis
and
I'm
Lambos.
Guessing, and it's like, I've heard this recently and it stuck with me. You're comfortable being uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable trying something new, moving forward, getting somewhere, and you're in a position now where you're comfortable, but you're also comfortable being uncomfortable.
Definitely, I want to. Yeah, I'm too comfortable to get to that next thing where I'm stressing and it's hard. But
well, good work, bro. Good work. Because to be honest, it's something that I'm always playing on when it comes to myself. Anyway, I have a time frame. I have goals. I'm always trying to readjust them within my trade as to when is my exit point. I'm trying not to go down the same path that I've watched people follow. I'm trying to figure out what I want anyway at the same time. And I believe that I will try something else as well. Like there will come a time.
Yeah.
I'm not done. I'm nowhere near done. There's a lot of things that I need to do before I feel accomplished.
There's always options there. You're working night shift at the moment, so you could take courses through.
I'm on days now. I'm going to try not to go back to nights anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you're on days now?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So I'm going to start doing night classes. So it'll be 2 nights a week, 3 hours. I can do it. But yeah, I can do it. We can all do it. There's always options out there.
Yeah.
And then take that, grow from it, find your next move. Something else you want to do, it's never too late to do it. And what is something else you would do?
I'm really interested in human psychology. I think that might be my next chapter.
No, you're not crazy enough, bro. You ever met a girl that could study psychology? They're fucking nutters, bro.
They're all nutters. Every psychologist is a nutter, but I identify with it. I understand the curiosity that goes within what makes a human's brain work. I understand the implications that come from always trying to figure out why my brain is operating the way it is, why people that I'm engaged in relationships, brains operate the way they are. It is as much as a blessing as it is a curse.
Yeah.
But I need to be able to I need to be able to at least know that I've tried.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you do great at that.
Thank
Because
you.
you're always talking mental health. On the podcast, you're always talking about mental health, and it's good. Yeah. People out there, listen, learn what you can. Not everything needs to be learned for experience. You don't always need to be punched in the face to learn how to keep your hands up.
Yeah. You don't need to touch the stove to know it's hot. Someone just needs to tell you don't touch the stove.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right. Look, I want to try and change the way the podcast has been going at the moment into a thing that I feel like will be beneficial for both of us. And I feel like people are kind of curious when they listen to as well, without going into anything that I feel like I necessarily want to say. I just want to know. I'm curious, and I'd be down on myself if I let things go without at least testing on them. And it's because I don't want. We're already almost at the hour and a half to hour and 45-minute mark, so it kind of fits well. But we haven't had much connection for a while, and I'll go into my feelings as to how I've felt in the process. But I want to know, in your personal life, from a point of not just curiosity but also care as well, how have you honestly been since I've seen you last?
But first, it was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it would be. Always planned on talking to you about it. I did. I always knew I didn't straight away because I knew what would come from it. I accepted that. And then when I called you to talk, I knew the consequences. Dealing with those consequences were hard. Having people turn their back on me. People I thought my friends. And cancelled me. That hurt. But then I got that fuck you mindset. It was like, all right, well, it's just me. I'm not going to be down about this. I'm going to work on myself. You know, got less friends now. Already felt isolated. I felt more isolated. It was like, is that a low? It's just me. I'm going to do better. And I'm going to grow. And I'm not going to make the same mistakes. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Yeah, and then once I got into that mindset, things started going a lot better. New friends and realizing who really cares, who is there for me. You know, because I made a mistake. I did wrong by you, and I understand you cutting me off. And a lot of other people doing it, that hurt. But it made me realize those people didn't really have my back. So yeah, because they turned their back on me as soon as they had the chance to, and they walked away. So I've less trusting in people. But the people I do, I'm definitely closer with them now. It's like my circle's smaller, but it's tighter at the same time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've grown a lot. Like, it's like I'm a better person now. You know, from that experience. Yeah, I feel like it sucked, but it was good for me at the same time.
Well, I'm glad, dude, because the entire time, and it didn't matter how I felt, right? I always did want to make sure, I just hope he's doing good, right? And we did touch on mental health and suicide and depression a lot through this episode, and I thought about it a lot when you referenced what happened to your stepsister's stepbrother. And I know how I felt when I got that phone call hearing that someone has taken their own life. And it is the reason, and we referenced it before, why I'm always speaking on the subject, because I learnt a lot of lessons because of that. And one of the big ones is everyone is dealing with their own shit, and sometimes you aren't aware of what they're going through, and it's not until you lose someone that you realize that you wish you could have done something different.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone I know and everyone in my life, I'm always worried that, and it might come from a little bit of my codependency, it might come from a little bit of selfishness, but I just don't want anyone to go through anything because I don't want them to take their lives. I know I will suffer when I feel it, And I know how their family and friends will as well. It's a massive part of my life trying to make sure that at least if everyone's not happy, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's one of the biggest parts of my life. So it has been beneficial, us not being in contact with each other. But the whole time, as I'm saying, it's been like, just hope he's good, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely had the same thing towards you. I've told you this like when we caught up last time. Not seeing you, and then I heard something happen with you, and like the hardest thing was I wanted to be there for you. You're my friend. You've always been a good friend, you know. And when I heard that you weren't doing good, that shit was hard for you, and the fact that I couldn't be there for you, it made me feel like a fucking real piece of shit. Like it made me feel bad, and that was when I really felt it. Because I wanted to be there for you, you know. I always want to be there for my friends. I'm the same, you know, and I don't want to suffer. And I couldn't be, and that was hard. It made me, you know, the value of a friendship. You know, it definitely helped me say the value of a friendship with good friends that have to come by.
And I know what you mean. It's like when you know you can't be there for someone, and even worse, when you know you weren't there for someone, it is detrimental to the soul. It really does hurt. And I don't blame you for not being there whenever I have gone through anything over the last X amount of time since we've spoken, because I know you would have been if you could have been.
Yeah.
Right? I was the one who made the decision to cut communication. I believe it was definitely at the time justifiable.
Yeah.
You know, I believe it. Someone said to me one time, if you think that you're never going to be betrayed in your life, you're going to have a life full of shocks. And I do believe in forgiveness without forgetting, but it's not because I never want to be able to trust that person again. I just believe that if you forget it, you haven't learned a lesson, you know. And the lesson I learned along the way in this situation was, I don't know if I will put this in the podcast or not, but from me to you, I knew the third person party's plan. I knew their plan from the get-go. I knew what this person said they were going to try and do. They told me their plan. They were actively trying to pursue their plan. And then in the end, they got a step closer to their plan, right? When all three of us became involved in it. I knew that if I reacted, they fulfilled their plan. And in our situation, I know that you didn't do something intentionally to hurt me, but the third person did. That was their plan.
Yeah.
That has always been my biggest issue with this situation. I removed myself from the situation because I knew I would have acted impulsively, reactively, even if it was as short as saying something I didn't want to say, let alone if we ended up getting physical with each other. That person then got their reaction. They got their plan fulfilled, and their plan was to get a reaction and an emotional response from me. So I eliminated that possibility. Their plan did not work, right? No matter how hard they tried and no matter what the situations occurred, because I didn't let it happen. And I'm proud of that. You know, it's funny having hindsight, because as we've mentioned, as time moves on, you're able to look back with perspective, but I'm grateful for the whole experience, because by handling it how I believe was the best way, and now accepting the fact that I've always wanted to be in contact, you know, and be mates, because we have been mates this whole time anyway.
Yeah.
I have learned so much. I have learned about myself. I've learned about the power of what emotions are, how to control situations, control your feelings, heal. Like, it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned is violence under any circumstance is never the answer unless it's to protect someone else. That's the only reason. You know what I mean? If you can run, run. Don't even fight. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's coming at you and they want to fight and you know you can fight them, run.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's been a journey since I've seen you last, and I really do hope that other people can find if not inspiration, but information about the fact that we can still have connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I feel like you handled it well. I was in a similar situation 2 years before that, and I didn't handle it well. But in saying that, I was 18. I was young. I was silly, and didn't really know how to act. So I just acted like a child because I was. Same situation now. I don't think I'd react the same. I've got more how you did because, you know, you can't, like, you didn't lower yourself. You didn't let third person bring you down. Whereas when it happened to me, I definitely did. I fell to that level where they wanted me to be. And looking back, I regret that. But at the same time, I was just a kid.
And that's exactly all I'm hearing, dude. I'm understanding being 18 is a different situation than being mid-20s going through any form of emotion in general. You know, I'm glad that you have that perspective and you don't blame yourself because you couldn't have known any better.
Yeah.
You know, in my situation, it could have happened 2 years earlier. Situation would be differently. It could happen 2 years later. Situation would have been differently. Yeah. I just happened to be in a place in my life where I was focusing on learning how to handle emotion. Like it's hard being a man. You have to be the provider of not only your own life, but you feel the responsibility of providing for everyone else's life as well.
Definitely.
There's nothing you can do to change it.
And I've always found it hard controlling my emotions. I think growing up, my parents used to fucking scream at each other. So I thought that was normal. And my mum always tells me I'm like her. And I find she acts erratically and yells. She doesn't mean to, but her first reaction is she gets flustered and she starts yelling and she doesn't mean to yell. But she always got away with it. And I do the same thing. I've done the same thing. In relationships, I have done the same thing. And I feel like a piece of shit looking back because I've yelled at some girls in ways they did not deserve. Because I thought it was okay. My mum always got away with it because she's a nice white lady. I've come to terms with the fact I'm not. I scare people, and when I yell at a girl, I couldn't imagine being in that state. Like, I'd never hit a girl, but even just to yell at them like that, it's not okay. And I've had to. I've learnt, and I will, you know, when I get mad, we all get mad, you know. The power of a breath.
Yeah.
Take that breath before you react. Because if you react first, your first reaction isn't going to be the best one. Take a second, take a breath, and then handle the situation. And I've found that, you know, now I can actually have a relationship because now I know how to do it properly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be yelling at each other.
I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
I've done the same. I've yelled at girls. I've yelled at mates. I've yelled at family members. I've broken people's hearts. I've done a lot of things that I think I definitely didn't need to do, and it's only because I didn't have the skills in which to handle the situation any differently.
We all have.
We're all just in preparation for being the leaders of a household. That's what we're all. That's what we're all in preparation for.
Yeah.
We're practicing for having kids around. We're practicing for having sons that are going to copy what we've done, and we're going to have girls that have caused us as much anger as some of the girls we've dated. And yelling at them is going to be a life-changing experience for them.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all in preparation for those moments. So we need to take advantage of the fact that we are capable. And that saying, the famous saying that you have to become a beast. You have to have the capability of being an animalistic, ruthless, relentless, revengeful monster. You have to be capable of becoming this person and learn to befriend it. You have to learn how to tame it and control it.
Yeah.
Is the most valuable fucking choice of words I've ever heard.
Well, that's why I got this lion on my leg. Because he's the king. You know, when I went in to get it, the artist said lion roaring out of his mouth. No, I want him to be calm. Because he doesn't need a roar. Everyone knows that's a beast. Lion, he doesn't need to say anything. You just fucking see it, and you know
Yeah.
That's the guy. That guy will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I actually had in the notes for this interview. It's called the title is "Be a Roddy," which meant like, I don't know. In my head at the time, I was thinking about a friend, and they yell a lot, or they were at that stage yelling a lot, and one morning, messaging him, and he had the shits of me. I could tell. And then I was just like, you don't need to be a Roddy, like be a big dog. Don't be a fucking Chihuahua that's barking all the time. Because no one gives a fuck when the Chihuahua barks. But when a Rottweiler barks, okay, I'm going to shut the fuck up now.
Yeah.
But they won't bark until they have to.
Yeah.
To teach my little brother this for teaching him how to talk to the dog because he's not great with the dog. Like, say shit once, say it right. I don't know.
I hear exactly what you're saying, dude, and that's the power of reserving. When I'm around tradesmen or other workers that they scream all day, you kind of don't care anymore.
Yeah,
you
get over it. It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah,
If you're yelling all the time, that's just people grow to accept that that's how you are.
Yeah, we're adaptive species. Yeah.
But if someone who doesn't yell, like, and then they fucking, they link it at you, you're taken back.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that person doesn't do it. I've fucked up here. And so I'm trying to be more of a person who reserves himself, because I definitely was that person barking all the time, and so I've wanted trying to get to a place more where I don't have to say anything. I want to be like a lion and just fucking look at me,
Yeah.
My women bring me my food and fucking all that.
I think that you're on the right track, right? But from what I've learned is it doesn't matter if anyone is aware of the fact or is never aware of the fact in what I believe I'm capable of doing in any situation. It doesn't just mean in a form of roaring or yelling or being capable as an individual. It means in any endeavor. It was in this situation that we have been involved in, our ego took a massive, massive roller coaster ride, right? It's the feeling of wanting to defend yourself and stand up for yourself and not wanting to be looked at like a bitch and not wanting people to have judgment on you and feeling like you are now responsible for a certain type of reaction and response that you feel like other people would have done, and are people going to judge me because I didn't? And it finally letting go of that and having true belief in myself that I'm not a bitch. I know that no matter how I handled the situation, it would have been wrong. It didn't matter if I wanted to get even, if I wanted to get reactive, if I wanted to get, I want to say like hurtful, you know what I mean? But to try and feel like there's some kind of reciprocation in any way is what I feel like most people do. And it's what I do with other situations, and it's what I've done in the past. So this experience was my biggest lesson. One of probably, if not, in the top 2 or 3 decisions I've ever made and lessons I've learned, because letting go of what you feel like you should do from other people's perspective is so much more beneficial.
You gotta make your own decisions.
Yeah.
You gotta, as a man, you have to make your own decisions. You have to live with those decisions. You have to be. So if you're gonna do something, be sure. And if, like, just accept that's how you handle it, and be sure in your way that you've handled it right. Be confident in it.
But keep in mind that however you handle any experience, you're creating that muscle that we talked about before.
Yeah.
If feelings are treated the same way as emotions, and muscles, then that's exactly what we're doing now. If you react even.
Being a man isn't reacting to what other people want you to do.
Not just that, but I'm talking in a terms of if someone does something to you and you feel like you have the right to react, to defend yourself, like they might have said something to you, so you say something back. Or they might have hurt you, so you want to hurt them back. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You're creating that muscle that every time you feel something you don't want to feel, your reaction is to make them feel that way. And in partnership with someone, if every time you feel like they've hurt you, it could be as minor as they didn't ask you how your day was after you've been wanting to ask them and you've just listened to their day for fucking half an hour, everyone knows that hurts, right? It could be like you've put in all this effort for something and you didn't get a thank you. We all know that shit hurts. From the other person's perspective, they're dealing with their own life. They have made the mistake of not taking you into consideration. That is normal. But if you've built your life on every time that you feel hurt, you want to get even, then you're going to create pain that is, you're going to shock people with intention. That's way different than someone doing something unintentionally, you know? If you have children, your children are never going to listen to you. I'm telling you, I'm going through it at the moment. Kids do not listen to anyone. They don't know any better. They're not doing things intentionally. They might push boundaries. They might try and see what they can get away with, but they also don't have the availability to have empathy. They don't know what they're doing by not listening, other than the fact they're not listening. They don't know how you're feeling about it.
Yeah.
Like, so if you react every time children do something to hurt your feelings or make you feel like you're not a man, or they don't listen to you the first time you say something, so you're not the leader of the house, or you're not in control. If you react every time you feel pain, you will only be a miserable person to everyone else around you. If you can find ways to cope with that pain and don't bottle things up, but talk about things, take time with things, let things go, let things heal, I believe that is how we can become the most happiest versions of ourselves possible, you know?
Definitely.
It's all about cutting the heads off snakes. Everything in life will continue to happen unless you decide in that moment that this will not happen anymore.
Yeah. It took me a lot of mushrooms to get to enough of an ego death to let most things go. Like, not getting upset about everything and not getting, like, I always have been very reactive. And now I'm feeling like I'm not anymore. Like I still am, but less so. I don't let the little things bother me as much. I don't get hung down. It helps me see people from other people's point of view. You know, how did we get in this situation? Why would they have seen it like this? And when you can do that, it makes, because like you said, you're gonna be in misery if you're trying to be happy all the time, like fighting back against every little thing. It's not a recipe for happiness. You're going to be miserable about it.
And it's so natural.
Yeah.
It's so natural to want to stop the feelings from being... You don't want to feel like shit. You don't want to feel pain in any form. You don't want to feel upset. You don't want to feel grief. You don't want to feel mourning. You don't want to feel betrayal. You don't want to feel fear. Like you just want to fuck that feeling off. So you try and find any way to just change the emotion. But I think we have to feel it, bro. I really think we have to let ourselves feel whatever the fuck we have to feel.
Suffering's good for the soul.
Suffering, it sucks, but it is good for the soul, bro. Yeah. I hate that it's good for the soul. I'm in a position in my life now where it's suffering. It's just, it realistically is constant suffering.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to accept it, learn the lessons that needed to be learned. And when you're suffering, you know what it's like? It's like, and it's only because I'm in the moment right now, but being in suffering, knowing you can get out of it, knowing you will get out of it as long as you take the right steps, and knowing you will take the right steps.
Also, that same muscle you've been talking about, you know, you persevere, and then it's stronger.
Yeah.
Like you go from it, and you grow from everything. You wake up every day, you're older and wiser than you were the day before. Every time, you know, you wake up, some days you don't want to get out of bed. The days you do, and you did it anyway, and you get through the day. You're feeling better at the end of the day because you got through it. You got through another day. You're going to wake up the next day, and you're going to do it again, and you're going to keep doing that, and then one day you're going to wake up, and it's not going to hurt anymore. And then you're going to be a stronger person from that because you've been through this, been through the ringer. And it fucking sucks.
It sucks, bro.
It fucking sucks.
The feeling is the same feeling, and this is what I keep imagining in my head all day, every day. I've put my shoes on, and I know I'm going for a run this morning. I know it. I'm going to do it. And I step outside, and I see the hill in front of me. And it is a mountain. It is the biggest fucking hill I've ever seen in my life. And I know I can get over this hill. And I know I will get over this hill. But before I start, take a deep breath, and I sigh because I know I'm going to have to go through this. You know, I know I'm going to get up, but it still sucks.
It's a slog. It's a hard slog. You get up that hill, but fuck, every day you got to do it.
Yeah.
We all got our own hills to climb. We all got our own mountains. If you just give like I said, success is effort and time. Give the effort. Don't stop trying. You take as long as you need. You'll get there.
Yeah, I know it will, and I hope that everyone else knows it will too. Like it's different looking at it from the other side of the coin, being the person that's telling people it's going to be all right, than being the person that has to tell themselves it's going to be all right. And I do appreciate everyone who is now on the other side of the coin saying things are going to be all right. But it's comforting knowing that this too shall pass. Yeah. I will steal that quote for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Well, you've had a positive effect on so many people, and that's why so many people will turn up for you. I'll always turn up for you still this day. We've been through our shit or not, but you call me, you say you need me, I'll be there. Because you've had such a positive effect on my life, and I know you have for so many other people. So these people calling you, it's just she coming back around, you know. And you deserve it. And you deserve to be happy, and I know you're gonna get through this.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm not good at hearing shit like that, but I felt that. I really felt that. Like, it's funny how you don't do things for yourself, but it's like karma. You know what I mean? Good or bad.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely enjoy being someone for other people.
Yeah.
And I did a podcast with a guy once, and he said that one way to look at karma is not that energy comes around. You've just chosen to walk the toxic path to get to your toxic destination, or you've chose to walk your toxic path. You reap
what you sow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like you put out supportive persons there for people. You get back supportive people.
I do definitely get back supportive people. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, people like that conversation with my dad a few years ago. He was complaining about his girlfriend. She's a fucking bitch. She's spent now the past year, probably longer, trying to tarnish his name, social media, making fake accounts, fucking doing all this shit. And I told him back then, you reap what you sow. You give out an alcoholic, a drug addict, doesn't want to work, doesn't care about the roof over his head, doesn't care what he has. You get back a woman who's gonna treat you like shit, who's an alcoholic, who you get back that. You know, he walked the wrong path, and a path that led to him not when he's at his lowest, not being able to find a sport because he chewed up those. You know, you can ask for help. Everyone can ask for help, but people only help you so many times. You know, like if I paid your rent 2 years ago so you could keep a roof over your head because you haven't been paying it, I don't want you coming back to me in 2 years and asking for that shit again. Because now I know it's a waste of my time to help you to just continue to destroy yourself. So it's like, why would I? I don't really talk to my dad anymore because I don't want that energy in my life. And he taught me some bad things, some bad habits. I don't want to continue. I want those things to grow. I don't want them to expand. I want to fix my shortcomings and grow from them. You know, I got things where I still need to grow a lot, and I will. That's life, you know.
Well, we were talking before about how not only does every relationship teach you what you want, but it teaches what you don't too. And I'm not trying to justify and make you feel any differently about your relationship with your dad. No, I don't think it's my position to have an opinion on it. I'm just going to tell you what I hear when I hear it. It's that you have learned a lot, you know, in general. You have learned things you don't like, things you don't want to make. You have learned lessons without touching the stove, you know. Someone told you it's hot. I think that is an important thing, you know. Not telling you should be grateful for.
Definitely. A lot of the lessons, a lot of the things you did give me, it's like, I see the problem with that. I've also got enough in me to see where the problems are and to work at fixing those, you know, and that's me and my own personal thing. I'm not my dad. So I'm going to be my own man. Learning to be the man I want to be is basically what I'm doing, you know. That's why I think that alone time, that time being by myself, helped me to learn, you know, is this the man I want to be or is this the man I want to be? What do I want to be? And then try, like, focus in on those. You know, I wanted to read more. I read books. You know, I want to work on myself. I want to be in good shape. So I'll do that. I'll train. I want to have money. So I'll work my ass off. I want, you know, so it was being what I want to be meant not being that, but the fact that I'd seen, like, we've got friends who destroyed, like, you know, they haven't destroyed their lives. They're still young, but they abuse drugs, drink, and pretty much just watching them make the same mistakes my dad made and going down that path and watching them do it and seeing it from my perspective where I've seen it before. I already know, I can see what you're doing, where you're going, and being able to step back and say, no, I don't want that. So I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do me. And that's been helpful. The fact that I've got that experience where I've seen what happens when you don't try and when you give up and when you put your head down and let shit get you down. And I don't want to be that. So I pick my head up and I keep moving forward and I keep trying to be what I want to be. And I know I'm going to get there, you know, every day. The next day. I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm better than I was the day before.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have nothing but faith in you. I always have. I believe that every experience you've experienced, and this doesn't come from any form of science, there's no biological explanation like we started the conversation with to help me get to my answer. But I just have a belief and a faith that you have been given your situations and experiences because you needed them in the long run, you know?
For other people that might have taken it differently, for me, I took it the way I take it the way I've taken it. I've learned from it. Other people might take it as justification for them to be fuck up, but I won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just not me.
And I have faith in you, bro, and I always will.
I think it's the right circumstance for me because I'm here now. I'm happy with who I am. And a different experience may have led me to be a different person, and I'm happy with where I am now.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm grateful for the experience that I've had. Grateful for the life I've lived. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am too. I'm gonna have to ditty you on that one, dude. If I look back on my life from a point from adulthood onwards, it has been a massive roller coaster. And shout out Damo, because Damo is always talking about this roller coaster. He's just saying, you know, you're about to have a big dip, bro. Like, 'cause he's watched it. He's seen the highs and he's seen how low they can get. And he's right. But I'm enjoying it, bro. I'm enjoying the roller coaster. I decided to get on this ride when I fucking decided to wake up every morning, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm happy with myself. I'm glad you're happy with yourself too. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that we have... I'm thankful that you reached out, you know, I'm thankful that you reached out and you actually suggested to come to the podcast. I'm glad you did because I'd been thinking about it for months before you asked.
Yeah.
I didn't know when the right time would be, and you just happened to ask at the right time. It's...
To be honest, I wish I asked you later. Episode 100 would have been nice.
I got episode 100 planned. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm months in advance of this one.
That's a big one. You got to get. Yeah.
Episode 90 wasn't planned. Like, it's an honor to do a Swapcast.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice, refreshing experience to let someone else ask the questions and feel what it's like to do what I'm doing. It's awesome. And I couldn't have asked for a more important episode for my own personal life than to have you on episode 90.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, it's been good. Is there anything else you wanted to touch base on before we wrap it up? Because we are very, very close to wrapping it up, but I'm happy to go down anything else.
Pretty happy. I think we've hit a lot.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Blake, Real Blakey.
Yeah.
Get on that. The GoFundMe every
Yeah.
day.
Click the link in the description below for the GoFundMe. I will put it there by the time this episode comes out.
Sweet.
Yeah, it'll be there. Anyway, bro, we have to wrap it up. It's late. We know we're both getting up early in the morning.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm grateful. I believe that our friendship will never go back to the same way it was originally, but I have learned about relationships a lot more lately, and I know that through effort and trying that they will grow into something better because of it.
Yeah.
All right. I believe that. I believe that for a while we wouldn't be able to be mates and ever again, but I want to, and I think that our friendship will only be stronger because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Beautiful. Well, thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
All right. For everyone listening, thank you for making it to the end of the episode. It was another amazing episode as per usual. A bit more of a deep and sentimental episode to me, but I promise you there'll be another amazing episode next week. That's it.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty going high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt.